Alright everybody, welcome to another daily Corey B MTG standard video. Today we're going to be playing ourselves a little bit of Jeskai control via Ross Merriam, who sent me over this list and sideboard guide that he updated from his most recent top 8 finish at SCG Columbus. Ended up falling to Gruul, but says the deck is very good, so I figured I'd bring it to all of y'all's attention and give it a shot. Convoke, we've definitely seen these strategies before. You're trying to get a bunch of little creatures into play and convoke the very powerful Knight Errant of Eos. You know, the kind of the nut draw with this deck is being able to go one drop like Novice Inspector, one of my favorite cards of all time. Turn 2, Gleeful Demolition, that clue, plus one other creature. That creates 5 creatures. You can turn all of those sideways. Of course, Convoke, you don't have to actually pay the 1 white or anything. You can use a white creature to reduce the cost. And then you just get to play this for free. So that's the ideal draw where you're putting in, you know, something like 9, 10 power, and you're drawing 2 cards off Knight Errant Eos. The nut draws in this deck are absolutely unreal. The lows are definitely lows because you do need a good combination of creatures plus, you know, over the top. I would say small creatures and payoffs. One of the other payoffs we have here, one of the main one is Imodane's Recruiter. Being able to have this as the creature side is going to be the majority of the modes that we end up casting here. The 3 mana 2/2 creatures you control get +1/+0 and haste. So it's a 3/2 on service value with haste, already a solid card, nothing crazy. But the fact that it gives the rest of your team haste ends up being just, when you play this, most of the time you win the game. Something like on turn 5, you know, if there is a turn 5, being able to play 2 creatures and play an Imodane's Recruiter, you can just hit them for a ton of damage out of nowhere. Really good against sweepers as well, because notoriously Convoke strategies are very, very soft to sweepers, and that's still true. You know, that's still going to be very true. The good thing for Jeskai Convoke right now is there's not a lot of sweepers. There's not a lot in the sideboard because a lot of the aggressive decks are the mono red decks, the Gruul Prowess decks, and those you end up wanting spot removal more than you want sweepers to clean up 1 or 2 blind mice. So sweepers not as prevalent. So I think this deck can kind of sneak under the radar here and be one of the really powerhouses here in Standard. Then in the post-board games, we have some Urbrass Fords for control decks, Torch the Tower for hyper-aggressive decks, Destroy Evil for big things like Shieldred, can also be good against like Domain, 1 Rest in Peace against any kind of graveyard decks, and then a Sheltered by Ghost, and 3 Protect the Negotiators up against other kind of sweepers. So this deck looks really awesome, and before we get into this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're liking these daily standard videos. I've been having a blast making them, y'all, so please leave any comments, feedback, anything like that below. I want to be improving this channel as much as I can. And one other housekeeping note is we're gonna be starting to approach RC season, and I want this YouTube channel to be both RCQ season and RC season. So it's gonna be about 95% RCQ focused, 5% RCs, but that means as Modern's approaching and after we get past this ban list, you might see a couple Modern videos sprinkled in there. So let me know what you think of that. Of course, Team or Breach is going to be what we're going to start with more than likely, but be on the lookout for some Modern videos coming out a little bit sooner. You should also be on the lookout for extremely nice products to play Magic with, right? Duh, everyone wants nice products. First up here for the sponsors for my YouTube channel is KMC Sleeves. If you're interested in any hyper matte or hyper matte Phoenix sleeves, feel free to check out the link below. You'll see in the description the link for KMC Sleeves. Top left corner, you'll see that promo code to save yourself 15% off. And this newest deck box, the Mox deck box, is really awesome. It's a very high quality deck box that almost feels like Gucci material. It's pretty nice. Y'all got to check it out. There's a bunch of different colors. Plus you can interchange that Mox diamond there in the middle, right up there. Really, really nice stuff. So, Our other sponsor of the stream, our proud sponsor, is Heavy Play. If you are interested in any of these awesome products you see behind me, you can use that promo code above me, Corey B, to save yourself 10% off at checkout. The URL is there as well. And the newest product from Heavy Play is these Phil Stone artwork playmats. These ETB playmats are already really awesome. So if you like art on your playmat, or if you just like them plain, either way, Heavy Play has the playmat for you, as well as deck boxes, 3 different sizes for Yorion, normal decks, commander decks, all that kind of stuff, and some curved sleeves as well, which are really, really cool. So, all right, let's battle. This hand looks perfectly reasonable. We have 3 fast lands, which just look like poetry, basically. The 3 different colors here. We have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, and then we have some payoffs. Obviously, this isn't the nuts where we can Gleeful Demolition, Knight Errant, or anything like that, but still going to keep this hand and be pretty happy about it. Now, we are pretty much a Boros deck, so that honestly doesn't change which land we play. It's obviously going to be Inspiring Vantage or Seacrum Coast to be able to play, or excuse me, Spire Bluff Canal or Seacrum Coast to be able to play our Siren. But outside of that, you know, no real blue cards in the main, so it just doesn't matter. Whatever one we play, we're going to play the other one for turn 2, more than likely. Okay, so we will start with the Siren. Get ourselves a map, and we'll say go. Now, 1 Atakar Waste, so probably Oculus. I actually don't think there's much reason to not cast this now, as I don't want it to get Phantom interfered. And it's not like I get punished by them bouncing it. And even if they are Azorius control with temporary lockdown or something, I'd play it regardless. So this is one of those weird spots where you just want to play it. Now, of course, we should still attack first, but you got to always be thinking about it in Standard. Do I want this to get countered? And right now, I do not. I absolutely do not, and I don't care if it gets bounced. So that leads me to believe to play it before they have access to a second mana. Double Atakar Waste, I like that. Okay, this is Oculus. Hopefully we can just kill Oculus before they ever get to do anything. Alright, Moment of Truth. I mean, just playing Imidane's Recruiter next turn is going to be a huge hit. So pump, so 6, so this is 9 damage already. Or we can, oh, that's going to be nice. So I don't, okay, they did put the Oculus in the yard. We're going to use this next turn on the Oculus more than likely. So if that's the case, I was wondering if I want to play anything else. To be mana efficient, it's still probably better to do this. And then next turn I can Sheltered by Ghost to hit Oculus. It's either that or I Recruiter right now, and I don't think I necessarily need that. So we're going to only deal 6 and play an Inspector. Still mana efficient. Still able to attack into the 2/2 that we're going to see from Oculus. I mean, I'm just assuming Oculus is coming to hang, but we'll see. Let's just hope there's not 2 of them. All right, I like a tap land. Now at least there might not be as much action. Had to expect that. It is tapped, at least. Oh, is it double helping hand? Wow. Okay, well, now we'll see if we can just win the game. We're going to do some math. We're going to have 5 attackers. They're going to have 2 blockers. So 3 are going to get through. I think that's only 9 right now, as far as my quick math goes. This will have to be blocked. This will get blocked here, and then that will be 9. I guess if we get to map on this, we win the game. If we hit a non-creature or a non-land. I mean, I think that's worth it. But I mean, if we miss, now all of a sudden they have so many blockers. What if we Sheltered by Ghost on this, get rid of 1 blocker, then they block this, take 6, that's worse. So yeah, I think we go for the win here. And it involves mapping on a creature they can't block. One time. Got there. Alright, so now they block this and this. Should be Xaxes. Block here, take 10. Alright, turn 4 kill. They helped us out with their Adakar Waste. Don't get me wrong, they lightning bolted themselves for free, but still, we take those. Okay, now, luckily, I was like, God, I don't know how to sideboard against this. Luckily, Ross Merriam hooked me up with a sideboard. He has a Patreon. There should be a link below. I'm going to put in the description of this video if you're interested in picking up this sideboard guide. Ross went into good detail here and allowed me to showcase this a little bit for y'all. And I'm just going to go right by his sideboard guide. So he's bringing in 3 Destroy Evils, 1 Rest in Peace, and taking out the Sheltered by Ghost. That makes sense. They have Into the Floodmaw, so I don't love that. I don't love having removal spells that rely on you having creatures, and takes out 2 Case of the Gateway Express. Reasonable. None of the other cards sound amazing. I think the only change that I would make, that I would consider, is having a Sheltered the Ghost maybe over these. Because the Case of the Gateway Express can still deal with those. Probably not super effectively. And they will probably have temporary lockdown for us. So, alright, I like this. This makes sense. The draw, we have the Gleeful Demolition, but we do not have a 1-drop to get an artifact with. Imidane's Recruiter without creatures to be able to pump. This hand has to be a mulligan. It's no good. Okay, this hand is fine. I look at my Mirex as my only land. I think this is still a hand I need to be keeping instead of going to 5. Like, we can draw a white source, plus we can play one of our cards. I'm going to keep. If we were on 7, I would probably go to 6 here, but since we're already on 6, instead of going to 5, I think this is a keep. Can imagine this isn't a deck that mulligans incredibly well, as you need a high velocity of stuff. Top decking 1-drop's great here. Maybe that's not our best one, but perfectly reasonable. Alright. Another creature you control, so it doesn't pump itself. I'm gonna attack. And now, any color activate only if it entered this turn. So this is a spot where I would not be playing this at sorcery speed, but our Mirex demands it. So we gotta walk right into a counter spell here. Love. Yeah, this would have been a great play to just say go, Resolute, reinforce on their turn, but instead they get to have their mana available for next turn, and we feel way worse. Damn you, Mirex. Okay, well, this is gonna be one of those games, huh? I still stand by the keep. We're gonna say go. They're stuck on land too, but they're able to draw out of it a lot easier. This is where we're supposed to be putting the pressure on. Did they hit the card too? No, they did not, at least. Alright, if we can get a white source now, I feel okay. But that's such a brick wall to us already. Alright. Frontier, go. Alright, at least next turn they attack as 2/2s. And if we could play Recruiter, if we top deck a land, we're attacking for 9 still. But I believe we've kind of missed our window already, but we'll see. Went straight to chapter 2, so that leads me to believe that they have multiple things. And wow, okay, so they have Mentor. I didn't have a good plan against Mentor, but actually, oh no, I can't Gateway Express it right now. Dang it. Well, I can cast a Recruiter and at least deal a good chunk of damage. It's either that or I mean, if we could have curved out and dealt with this, I'd feel a lot better. Alright, we'll just go like this. Okay, so one here, one here. Are they blocking with the Mentor? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. At least we can deal with the Mentor if they cast all their stuff at sorcery speed. Oh, they're going to go a second Mentor. All right, well, looks like we might have to fly. AKA get our Warden going. This is going to be a quick clock, too. All right, so they are 3/3s. I mean, not a ton we can really realistically do right now. With the only one land. All right, I'm just going to do this. This place sucks, of course, but if they have one spell, we're just so dead. So let's go like this. Try to find a second white source. Then maybe we can do something next turn. Nope. Yeah, if we had any kind of reasonable draw here, I think we would have been fine. Alright, they didn't have the 2-drop. Oh, okay. Bit of a nombo, but whatever. It's honestly not the worst for us as we have the Destroy Evils, but... Alright, untap land, please. Okay, we're cooking. So now we can go like this and then case to kill one of them. But we might as well attack first. Or we destroy this. And then kill one. That's actually safer, I think. Alright, let's start by this. Let's attack. Alright, I'm going to play this because we need to deal with one of these so I just don't die. Alright, and then I think I can do this. They have Into the Flood Maw. That would make sense. Alright. I'm going to hope I'm not dead and do this. Doesn't seem like a very high impact card right now. Let's put that on the bottom. If they have another temporary lockdown, we really get them. What is that? Refute? A bad cancel? Interesting. I mean, it looks okay now if they can stabilize. We're surprisingly in this game. Okay. Didn't want to attack. How many does this need to have on it? 3 or more, huh? Okay. We'll have to do whatever we want right now. Okay, not much option. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I can tap out to level up the Warden with a Resolute. So I basically have to destroy evil on this. Alright, let's start with this. Start by attempting to destroy this. Okay, now let's play this. I kind of want to throw away one of these attackers. So this is gonna have 4 toughness. All right, I'm gonna try this. Definitely don't want this. Now we're gonna get in there with these 3 to solve the case. We're gonna pump this and hope they just don't have a Into the Flood Maw. Into the Flood Maw, they kind of blow us out here. Oh no, that's the block they would do if they have it. Oh no, we were kind of playing like they didn't have it, but... Alright, except they bounced that. I guess we might be dead. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just dead on board. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not dead on board. Still not dead on board. Okay, that was very strange. So they have the counter spell. The case is solved. Now, if I unearth this... I could also play this. I can play this because they can't counter it. I think that's the only spell they have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this would actually be lethal. It would force a block in some way. How can I get out of this? Not gonna be easy. All right, how about we're gonna start with this. Okay, I think I can only attack with these 2. Just those 2. Okay. Let's see what they're gonna do. Yep. Pass to you. Alright, that's the only spell they had in hand. I definitely got that vibe. Okay. Alright, now they win. Dang it. Yeah, nothing we can do. Alright, next game, next game. Okay, so they have lockdowns, they have mentors, and they have cancel in their deck. I don't think I want to make any changes. But still. I wonder if this gets hit by lockdown if it's on that first door. I think it does. Whatever door is unlocked, that's the mana value. I don't love having that card. I think I'd rather have Case of the Gateway Express than this. As at least if we get to destroy that, it comes back and it still deals damage. Plus, it's a way to deal with mentors. I am going to go like this. As that card is still very good at pushing through damage. And I just want ways to kill mentors more. And the fact that if they're under lockdown, destroying it, you actually get the first chapter. All right, let's have a nut draw. Oh, okay, 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 I'm in. I wouldn't say a nut draw because we don't have Knight Errant, we don't have Gleeful Demolition, but it's good. Now, we will have to still be very wary of Temporary Lockdown, unfortunately. It's very good against this hand, but I don't really know how we play around it. You need to go full force against them. I think it's by jamming these 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can't pump twice. And And I don't want that. I want to be finding something like a Destroy Evil. And we're not going to play any more into it, aka we're going to use these Resolute Reinforcements at end step. Well, I mean, they did tap out. You can pop clues at any time. So, let's go like this. I'll take it. I almost maybe should have did that since I had the Destroy Evil, but sure. Now the real question is, do I play Warden and Resolute Reinforce now that I have the Destroy Evil anyways and get a pump? Like, I feel like they don't have it if they would do that. I'm gonna do this, and I'm only doing it because I have this, otherwise I would not. Here we go. It's a good lockdown. Alright, well. Now we still have to do this now, because if they untap and have a counter spell, we're just dead. Destroy. And we get to do a bunch of scrying and then sack a clue. Alright, so... 1. Top. 2. Here we go. I love scrying into those. Just don't have another one. I mean, we're ready for it, but, you know, still, we'd like to just win if we could. All right, we like that. That card is amazing in this deck. You can look at our video from yesterday, and we did some nasty things with Oculus. I love that deck. Okay, they just milled, so that leads me to believe they have a reanimate spell, but nothing to bring back yet. And they didn't hit. Draw a card. Alright, well. I want to max out my damage. AK, play the Resolute, tap the things that aren't attacking. Get rid of that card. Now that's a flyer. Now I don't want to pump with any of the other things because we'd actually be losing damage. Alright, I have a vibe they just have Phantom Interference here, so we're going to say go. And they're going to opt. I didn't even know opt was in the format, to be honest. It just doesn't really fit this deck that much, but that's okay. Okay, so if I do this, enters exile until it leaves the battlefield. So if I deal with it before, it does nothing, right? We're gonna hope so. So now it should not exile. Boom! The evil had been destroyed! Alright, let's keep it up. Ooh, we might be able to get to Diamond with this video if we get to 2-0. So, alright, let's 2-0 to Diamond. Well, this is definitely an interesting hand, because we have the nuts. We have the nuts on the draw if we get a white source. Our opponent has kept... I want to keep this for science so bad. We get to start on the Spyglass. We get to demolition it as no matter what our turn 1, turn 2 play. But if we get a white source, we get to really pop off. I'm keeping it. I know Ross is yelling at me as we speak, saying, don't keep these unplayable hands. But you know what? I'm giving it a shot because the upside is so high. And there we go. Now what's the best one to do now that we're so lucky and skilled? We did draw the Seacrum Coast. I'm just wondering what... I'll move myself over so you can see that a little bit. Novice Inspector or All right, since we have 2 blue sources and we can cast the Siren whenever, I want to get the Novice Inspector down. It doesn't matter a ton, but here we are. Now, next turn, Siren, Demolition, and Knight Errant. It's the draw. Yes. Yes. Let's see what they're on. Mono White, maybe? Mono White's been having an uptick. Looks like it. No! It is Mono White. And they broke up the draw. So now I think it's just Resolute Reinforcement. Yep. Alright, we'll say go. Dang it. How dare they lay down arms our Thraven Inspector. This deck's good. This is a deck that I'm definitely afraid of. We're a creature deck. They're an anti-creature deck, so I can imagine this is a bad matchup. Okay. We're gonna find out, though. Alright, well, we don't want to overextend as much as possible. Let's go like this. Now, it's not Sunfall turn yet. Let's blow up the map. I'm gonna play this as well. Don't overextend as I play my entire hand. Oh, I have to use a white creature. I shouldn't have played this. I was thinking I could tap these 5. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. So, alright. 1, 2. We definitely won't play any more creatures. Sick. Our payoff was not that great. Alright, we'll say go. Hopefully we at least get one huge hit in. That's where we were supposed to find Imidane's Recruiter. Yeah, even Biza is just great here. Oh! Well, I mean, math is for the blockers on this one. Alright, so we're definitely attacking with all... And we might as well just pump the air creature. And I would say hope they're dead, but I don't think they will be. Five. Alright, that was a huge hit. But I bet it's time for the sun to fall on me. If they don't have Sunfall, then they're probably dead. Okay. Yeah, they're probably not dead. Okay. Yeah, I don't even have great attacks. Like, well, it's pretty clear they don't have it. So what's my best route to victory? Is it attacking with all these? I only get through 1 extra damage on the ground with their lifelink. So I don't think it's great. I think I just have to attack for 1 and gleefully demolition this. And then Resolute at their end step. Alright, that's sad. I'd like to just Thraben end this, but I think we still just kind of want to go all in. Since they didn't have Sunfall that turn. Now, if they attack with Enduring Innocence, we probably can't block. Fish? Alright, that does get to draw them 2 cards, but that smells like desperation to me. Okay, now we'll get in there. So they can block 3. They'd be taking 5, but gaining 2. Taking 7. And it's still not lethal, which sucks, but... Alright, Recruiter, Case, a lot of options. Dang it, that's not one of them. Alright, math is for the blockers, though. Yup. Now, this should be plenty for lethal next turn, so I don't think I'm going to go too all in. I think I just go Thraven and sack the clue right away. Try to find an Imadanes. Even if they Sunfall, then we could still maybe get it done. Don't love it. They drew a bunch of extra cards. Now Sunfall is easily possible. Oh, just to recast that? Well, maybe we're not dead. I mean, that's pretty sick. I didn't even realize that was a trick. So they can block 3, take 5. Yep. I mean, it would have been lethal if I would have played Gleeful. Dang it. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. God, this deck just comes back. Okay. I mean, that was excellent. They only take 6. It's still 1 short. God dang it. They gotta find a Sunfall eventually. Or, honestly, even a Biza is probably enough at this point. Just don't have most of the cards in your deck and we're fine. Even an Enduring Innocence kills 2 of them, essentially, with lifelink. Make a fish? Okay. No! Alright, Recruiter. Now we need it. Probably right now. Dang. We fought hard. We're dead. I can destroy an artifact. Now let's destroy this. Yeah, that'll probably do it, though. So close. So close. I gotta imagine this is a bad matchup, though. Yeah, we're pretty much all done here. Yeah. All right. Next game. Next game. Okay, let's see how we sideboard here. All right. So, once again, I'm just going by the guide here, given to me by Ross. All right, so we're bringing in those. We're bringing in, yeah, Protect seems great. All right, don't need Case. Checks out to me. Shelter by Ghost makes sense when they have temporary lockdown and that kind of stuff. All right. Probably the worst 1-drops. Takes out 1 Recruiter is interesting. And takes out a Plains. Yeah, that, I don't see people do that enough. Actually take out basic lands. As, you know, that can actually be a solid thing to do in these kind of aggressive decks. So sometimes you really got to be wary of that. All right. Let's do this. Okay. Well, I mean, it's of course not amazing. 4 lands is a lot. But the 2 Resolute reinforcements are strong. I think we're probably supposed to mulligan this for a slightly more aggressive hand. I think it's a close mull, but I think you got to be a little bit more aggressive on your mulligans with this deck. Okay. I'm going to keep. I think this hand is good. I kind of want to just get rid of Mirex. It's either that or protect the negotiations. But no, I think that seems pretty good. All right, let's do this. We get to start with this, and we hope this doesn't die. Then we can get Resolute down and probably just activate Warden. Depending on what they do. Yeah, the mono white deck just feels so good to me. We played it a couple weeks ago, and the deck just felt very strong. Any creature matchup, which there's a lot of, it ends up just being awesome. All right, so I don't think we'll want to counter any 2-drop, so I'm going to go like this. And I kind of want to find I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're looking for, but we want to utilize those. We're not looking for that. I'll tell you that. That's the one brick right now. So Knight Errant next turn can be played, and we can't get lockdowned. So we'll probably do that. Now we need a land. Or that. That doesn't do it, actually. So, no choice here but to attack and say go. Overall, though, that's not a bad top deck. Okay, now do we care about this? We could counter it. Or just play this. Go wide. Yeah, we're going to try to go wide. Okay. Well. I think I'm going to do the damn thing. Hope I don't get locked down. Oh, feels so bad. Feels so bad if I do, but maybe I just want a Knight Errant instead of doing this. I don't really have to cast that. So, let's go in full control. I am going to tap the creatures. And the only card I can't cast with this is Siren Storm Tamer. Alright, if I got a Thraven Inspector, I think I would cast it. So I'm going to do this. Excellent. Excellent. Well, our Knight Errants have been terrible, and that's kind of like the name of the game. So if that's bad, I don't feel great. God, I also don't feel great if they just bees us here. Pretty bad, too. This matchup feels like a nightmare. Like an actual nightmare. Well... kind of want to just Knight Errant again with all my creatures. Then just say go. Alright. Okay. I'm going to say go. I'm going to leave up the counter spell as we're ahead on board. And I'm going to start attacking next turn. Or maybe play another Knight Errant. And attack with just some. God, like, is that a card I'm supposed to counter? It's going to just draw infinite cards, but probably not. Yep. All right. Well. I think I want to play this. And play another Knight Errant, which means I should attack with one. Okay. Fought through some of this. And let's play another. I really want a recruiter. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't specify. I wanted a recruiter plus something else. And we'll say go. I mean, if our opponent is smart, they just, like, play stuff like Carrot Cake. And they don't go for the big Sunfall and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, what am I going to do? I mean, do I have to counter that? Probably not. They just get to draw a bunch of cards. Mm-hmm. This is the squeeze. Get lost. Yep. Can't fight over that stuff, and now they just get to gain life and draw 2 more cards on my turn. All while this Overlord's coming right at us, like... This feels like a matchup where I can get under them. You know, it's definitely not impossible, and maybe I made some mistakes, but it did not feel great. Alright, so... We actually have a decent turn here, though. Alright, let's do this. One, two, three. No. 1, 2, 3. So I could put this into the skies. I feel like it's too late for this. Yeah, I think it's too late. I could put it to the skies or attack for 3. I'm gonna put it to the skies. Don't need another one of those. Now the Overlord's coming. Yep. Alright, bunch of cards, get to gain some life. They get to block both of these if they want and stay at 23. It's all bad. Yep. Oh yeah, they actually get to gain life. Okay, well, maybe if they go for... I mean, the fact that they get to Sunfall and then have Overlord is pretty gross, but... we can, of course, do something about it. This looks like the juiciest Sunfall ever. I mean, Biza, I think, is about the same. I think I'm supposed to just do this and try to get a little lucky. Alright, no Biza. No, leave the warden alone. Yup. We just can't win. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I mean, I could do the create 2 tokens mode. Could go for the concede mode. Or I could try to find something to destroy this. Like, I believe I brought in destroy evils and stuff, so we can do a little digging. Alright, that's a bad start. Okay, well, now we got a game plan, I guess. Okay. That scares me. Only taking 9. No, I mean, this... I don't even think I would win if they never cast another spell. But they're gonna draw 3 cards a turn. Oh, y'all, we're dead. We are dead. God, those fly, too. Yup. Now they just get to enter garbage time. Or they just get to do whatever they want. Click button at random. Wow, just sun falling. Okay. Alright, so I think we will go for this. Say go. Imidane's Recruiter's other ability that's rarely used. Okay, making a fiche. So good. So good. Yeah, I feel like this is a match where, like, I think we're definitely not favored by any means. Why would they attack with this? Just to sack it anyways? I want to learn why they would attack. It doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah. They get 2 fish. All right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We can't win. They're at 19. But anyways, what I was saying is you can get under this deck, you know, with the fact that you have some counter spells. But man, they just have everything all the way up the curve that really gets us. So their nut draw will beat us. It just will, you know? All right, well, can I send this to the skies? Okay, well, we got this. We got this. We can pump this a few times. Warden is a messed up card, I must say. Pump this. If they drew only horrendous cards, maybe we have somewhat of a chance. Warden is amazing. Ah, still 8 cards in hand? 6 cards in hand? Okay. They get to start by tapping 3 lands and drawing 3 cards. Destroy all tapped creatures. Yeah, we're going to give this to them. They're just playing with their food at this point. So, all right, let's try to salvage this with a nice 2-1. All right, trying to get that nut draw. This is not it, believe it or not. So we're going to ship this one back. Okay, not the nut draw by any means, but we are going to keep. Now, I think it's between Spire Bluff Canal or Knight Errant number 2. Knight Errants are really good at, you know, catching us back up. And 2 lands is kind of all you really need. I'm going to get rid of a land here in hopes that we draw something like a Resolute Reinforcement or Gleeful Demolition. And still have quite the nice draw. All right. Let's see how good our red matchup is. We get to play against 3 different things. Okay, that's nice. I'm going to start with this. Now, Shelter by Ghost is a great card at just creating a life-linking threat as well. All right, if we can top that Gleeful Demolition, we've officially done it. That would be awesome. Can't really block. Okay. Nothing there for us. So we could just Sheltered by Ghost. Or Warden or Sack of Clues. So 3 options. I kind of like just casting Warden and tapping everything to get it bigger and hoping that our Sheltered by Ghosts actually like keeps our creature alive with some reliability. Because if we put Shelter by Ghost on this, it can still be shocked they pay the extra 1 and it's not great. Now, granted, we could be in a lot of trouble next turn if we do this play, but I think we need to risk it a little bit. And sacking a clue sounds quite bad, so yeah, we're going to go like this. Don't want another one. All right, we'll say go. Now, at least next turn, we could just Knight Errant or Sheltered, depending on what they do. If they strap up this Manifold Mouse, we really have no choice. Okay. And if they don't play a land, then our Shelter by Ghost on Warden looks amazing. But if they just have like a Lightning Strike for the Warden, that looks less good for us. Okay. That leads me to believe it's a removal spell. Yep. Oh! Okay. That was good. Now we want to get Knight Errant down and then shelter that. So we have more white creatures. We might just want to leave back an extra blocker. Leave back a Thraben, or we leave back the blue-white land to be able to maybe cast a threat. I'm going to do that, but I don't know for sure if it's correct. That was a great draw, though. That made me gleeful. Okay, we did hit both. Got rewarded by all our decisions here. Now we're going to play this, and then Shelter by Ghost next turn should be incredible. I love Shelter by Ghost against these red decks. Even we had it in the Oculus deck, and it looked awesome. So this is to be double striked. Now, what could they have? I mean, Monstrous Rage is the first thing that would make sense, but do they have 3 spells to get past this? Even if they have 3 spells and I block like this, is that fine? So Monstrous Rage on that. That makes it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, this seems perfectly reasonable. I'm gonna do it. I think I'd rather this happen. Oh, they just have 2 rages. Okay. I didn't love that, I guess. But, I mean, to be fair, we'd be pretty close to death if we didn't do this. So that wasn't the worst. And now I can still do the Shelter by Ghost thing. So I can play the... No, I can't play that. Or do I want to wait till I can attack? Well, I guess I can start with this anyways. I do generally usually want to wait till I can attack. God dang it. But maybe we don't have this option right now. I am gonna wait, but we could easily regret this. Now I get to do this and get a map and try to map up this Knight Errant. Okay. Let's leave that one, as next turn we can go Sheltered plus that. And just go buck wild. Now, I guess what we really don't want to see is another Frenzy. That would be brutal. We're kind of all in at this point, because that top deck's terrible if our Knight Errant is gone. Okay. Now I just don't block that. Yeah, I mean, I just won't block that, and then we'll probably just get rid of it. All right. So let's attack with these 2. Nothing else can get in damage. And now we're at least going to 15. And Shelter by Ghost was amazing. So they can still Witch Stalker Frenzy me there, but they'd have to attack their creatures away, and things wouldn't be great. So, alright, we're going to take a look one more time at Ross's sideboard guide. Once again, it's in the Patreon, in his Patreon below. I'll have a link for you down below if you're interested. Shelter by Ghost and Torch the Tower makes perfect sense. Take out the studio definitely makes sense. Only one of these, one of the cased, and one resolute reinforcement. You know, whenever I'm unsure of what to take out too, trimming like that is perfectly reasonable. So, makes sense Ross would want to do the same thing. I like it. I like it. All right, let's end strong. On the draw. 5 lands is too many, almost always with this deck. Not even almost always. I don't think there's any 7-hand keep I keep with 5 lands. So we're going to ship. Try to get the nut draw, followed by Shelter with Ghost. That's the ideal thing to do up against these red decks. Yep, we'll mulligan as well. Okay. This hand is sexy. All right, and this is one of the matchups where Imidane's Recruiter, of course, it's a great card, but I think this is something we can definitely cut. Or definitely something we're going to put to the bottom. Something that could even be cut in sideboard as an option when you're on the draw. Hired Claw. So I think I want to save my Torch for Manifold Mouse or something like that, but... Believe it or not, we're going to play a 1-drop. It's either Thraven Inspector or Hold Up Torch. I think Holding Up Torch is actually the best, but what if they just attack with Hired Claw? And I feel like they're just not going to do that, but... yeah, we're going to just say go and hope we don't regret this. Now, I want them to play a 2-drop. So they can't pump. Excellent. That's the one we're going to kill. We're unfortunately going to take 2, but... so, realistically, getting a Thraben down would have been better. But if they had a normal mountain, we wouldn't have been able to block anyways, so... the fact that they had those 2 lands is kind of bad luck, I would say. So, all right. Let's get our creatures down. Now, an untapped blue source would allow us to play Knight Errant or Siren, Spyglass Siren plus this, plus the case. Now, if they go to attack, we can actually double block. Because they can't pump it or they can't play Monstrous Rage. Or if they play like Emberheart Challenger, we'd double block. They couldn't do anything there. So their 2 Rockface Villages are definitely not ideal. Rockface! Okay, can't play their spells. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Okay. Now, we didn't get a great draw. I'm half tempted to sack this clue. Since I can't do anything with Knight Errant right now. And my case isn't very good. Oh, I think this is a spot where we want to try to push our advantage by sacking a clue. I'm going to do it. I think it's close. Obviously, if we don't get to land, we'll regret this. Okay. To be fair, though, that's going to make our next turn very explosive. So we'll say go. That was the kind of turn our opponent was hoping for. Sack a clue, go. Because now if they ever get a mountain, our blocks become non-existent. But next turn we can go Thraven Inspector and Gleeful Demolition it. Damn. I mean, they only have 1 card now, but... yeah, I mean, I just can't block. Sure. Yep. Okay. So... now, what to do? We could just deal with the big Hired Claw. Or we get our Knight Errant down and do some blocking. That's got to be the way to do it. Alright, so... I think we just play all our stuff minus the case. Alright. And I'd rather destroy this. And we're going to leave our inspectors up if we can, which I don't think we can. All right, this is the map. We can leave one up. How does that look? Yeah, that seems reasonable. One 3B, and we'll say go. Okay, so now we want to make 2 good blocks. That's the idea. So if this gets monstrous raged, it will be able to kill this. And I think they basically have to do that if I make this block. And then this can block here. That way, yeah, I think that's the best block we got. That way, Monstrous Rage and Hired Claw trade for Knight Errant. And then they'll be left with 1 creature, which then we can case. Yup. We'll take 3 damage. And we'll feel pretty good about this. And now we'll basically have a 2-turn clock on them. Okay, now we're going to kill that, of course. So let's go like this. Let's case the mouse, and this is looking good, my friends. Now, we're definitely attacking with 3 creatures. It might be attack with this. Like, do we want to leave anything back? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to come back from that. And we're able to get the clean 2-1 here, losing once to the unbeatable Carrot Cake deck. I mean, man, when you're playing a deck that attacks, Carrot Cake, believe it or not, that deck is incredible, the mono white tokens list. So, all right, this was a lot of fun. Big shout out to Ross Merriam and his Patreon for hooking us up with this guide. So make sure to check the link below if you're interested in that. And of course, if you like these daily MTG Arena standard videos, make sure to subscribe, tell your grandmother, tell your friends, make sure to share these videos and get the word out, as I've been loving to do this. But of course, you know, always better if we can do some commenting below to make sure the algorithm isn't mad at us, and share these on Twitter or Blue Sky or anything like that. So thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.